Hello everyone, and welcome to another Starcraft 2 replay. This one's going to take place on Metalopolis, and this could be a landmark replay for me, as if I win this game, I will make 3,000 points in Diamond, so looking forward to that. However, it's not going to be an easy task. Piper is actually a 3,200 Diamond League player and third in his division. So I'm probably going to skim through this replay a little bit quicker than normal, just because it's more the end I want to show. This is probably the first replay that made me shout out at the end of the first game I played that made me shout out right at the end. Definitely got a little bit animated. So going for my typical fast expand build, Protoss is scouting the wrong direction, but the typical direction. Almost always you scout to the closest base first. So just by the timing of the scout, I can assume that he's probably more likely in the 6 o'clock position than the 12 o'clock. So I'm probably going to start scouting counterclockwise when I do scout. So pretty standard opening so far. Second gateway. 2 gas actually, so some sort of quick tech probably. That's it. Usually don't get gassed quite that early. And finish my wall off, however I did let the probe in. That's not very smart. Just getting an SCV on him for a couple of reasons. One, I don't want him setting up a proxy inside my base. And, you know, just to kill him, I guess. So there he goes. I'm actually going to redirect this SCV to scout the 6 o'clock, because I figure that's the most likely place he would be. Well, I guess I don't have to redirect, because I'm just chasing that probe the entire way there. And yes, looks like fast Colossi. Already got a RoboBay up at 6 minutes into the game. In production anyways. So I'm just doing the 3 gateways, as I didn't scout any sort of mass. When I scout the Robo, I'm not that scared. It's more the 4 warp gate that I would get the 4th barracks early against. So I'm just going to go 3 barracks and then start my medevac tech and my ghost tech. And try to keep the SCV production going. Proxy pylon set up in a kind of awkward position. I mean, somewhat useful, I guess, but a little ways away. That's a little more useful if you're actually going to be pushing hard against me. And here he comes with his first Colossi and a bunch of gateway units. A little bit zealot heavy, probably because he needed the gas for Colossus. And looks like he's going to have 2 Colossus and range upgrade pretty soon. Floating over my factory just to get a little poke to see what I was up against, and I do see the robotics base, so I'm probably going to start working on my Viking count. Let's see, medevacs or Vikings? I can go either way here. Or neither. Alright, that's another option I can go for. Vikings, alright. Starting with a Viking count. And here comes the push. I guess I'll slow it down for this little attack here. Another proxy pylon getting set up. Guess it's good to have a backup and get a snipe one. And taking little jabs at him, but at the same time I can't engage that army. I need to fight with my fortress, so a little bit painful here, and I'm going to lose that one Vespian. A little bit annoying because I do want to get my ghosts and Vikings out. And a well-placed observer means he's going to see every time I start to poke out at him. Another proxy pylon getting set up. This just seems a little ridiculous now. I mean, if this attack fails, now he's going to have like a bunch of pylons fall. But really only 1 proxy pylon is necessary. And since he's Protoss, there's no reason not to use one of these probes, as he can put them right back to mining afterwards. It's not like Terran Ray has to sit there and construct the building. I did get a shot off with my fortress, so it did a little bit of damage there to the zealots. Oh, another nice shot. Another one. And I got stimmed, so I'm actually going to make a push here, see what I can do. Going back, dragging him back into fortress range. And able to snipe one Colossus and lose my entire army in the process. But I'm still in good shape. I mean, I still got this bunker and it still has units in it. I could have actually taken them out and used them more offensively, but trying to snipe the next Colossus, but it's going to survive with 3 hit points. Ooh. Well, 2 Vikings. I'll change that. Now I'm not so worried. Now he's going to have to do any damage. He's either going to fight the bunker or my planetary fortress, as he does not have any Colossus in the area. Looks like one more on the way. I guess he kind of cut the production of Colossus, though, just to warp in more gateway units. And yet another proxy pylon. Dum dum dum. This almost makes this build like kind of all in, where it doesn't have to be. I mean, you can easily just have the one proxy pylon, and if you get pushed back, you just lose a pylon. Big deal. Now he's going to lose 1, 2, 3, 4 pylons if he gets pushed back. I do have my 2-1 upgrades, so I've been on top of the upgrades fairly well. Throwing out some more barracks and a command center. I'm high in gas right now, but that's alright, because, you know, building stuff like medevacs and Vikings, which I'm going to need a lot of, as well as my ghost tech should be coming any moment now. Yep, there's my... Now that I have the energy upgrade almost done, I'll probably be pumping out ghosts in my next wave from my tech lab barracks. At least I should be. Let's see if I actually do it or not. There's the ghost. I like how they haven't... Oh. I was about to say they had notches, but I was just seeing the health bar for the planetary fortress underneath. See if I can get back to how it was. Nah, oh well. So, still well ahead economically. I mean, he's just catching up to me now in harvester count, but I've been mining a lot more for a lot longer. Plus, I got mules. So, it's basically only a matter of time before I can push out here. So he also has no upgrades versus my 2-1, so it's going to be pretty nice. And I got a decent amount of Vikings to take down these Colossi. Or Colossus. It's only singular this time. Oh, so here's the push. A couple nice EMPs, so those stalkers will evaporate quite quickly. Didn't even have to focus the Colossus with so many Vikings and only one Colossus, so it's a big deal. Now he's going to lose a bunch of proxy pylons. Already lost 2. This is going to be 3, 4, and 5. And if I ever get to this one, it will be 6. Because I did spot that with my factory, I believe. Let's see. Yes. So I know about all the proxy pylons at this point. So we'll speed up some. And also a good time to move out this command center and taking the high yield as my 3rd. So I appear to be in really good shape now. Taking this down Nugget, give me a little early warning system. Still have this Marine kind of patrolling down here, I believe. Yes, he did catch an attempted warp prism, so prism has been shut down. And even throwing up missile turrets now. Just since I'm moving up my army, I want to defend my back door. And I'll call this my back door, even though it's an air route. It'll just take a while to get these units back into my base. Should be moving up these ones, keep them together. I guess I just haven't set the rally point yet. There we are, do have the high yield and the fortress on it. So if we look at the income tab, I'm well ahead, well ahead in income count. And slow it down here. I am coming in for a drop. Just load up the Marauders, and I'm going to try to snipe his tech. I did know his tech was already on the outside. I'm trying to take down his Robo Bay and have time to demolish the facility, and maybe pick off his pylon on the way out before his army arrives. Oh, but hello, Colossus. I want that Colossus down. Oh, and he runs it forward again. Big mistake. And I get to find out that he has Templar as well. I did not actually know that fact. So I should pick up Cloak pretty soon. As you can see, when I attack, I don't macro. I'm not actually building anything. So there you go. A bunch more ghosts and personal cloaking. I do try to use Cloak as a counter to Templar. I like to get in there with some Cloak Ghosts, EMP the Templar, then engage afterwards. If you're EMPing during the battle, you're already going to be standing in a bunch of Storm before you take the energy off those Ghosts. The one medevac was able to escape with only 7 hit points, and I believe that was one of the ones carrying 4 Marauders. So I was pretty lucky. And I did land this factory. I'm going to start cutting this map in half, like I've talked about in a recent video. Obviously, the idea is to shut down this expansion forever and getting up. So it'll be 6 bases with a gold versus 5 bases with no gold. Piper taking his 4th now. I am throwing down my... Just finished throwing down my 4th and throwing up a 5th base. So I feel like I have my head in almost every single way. Bring up the army tab. Yep, 200 over 150. So let's speed it up some. Oh, one thing I did notice here. I got sight of this composition here. However, I did see a fizzle. So I'm like, shoot, does he have an observer here? Wasn't quite sure, so I'm going to scan just to double check. And I do scan and I see the observer. I'm like, damn it. I mean, I can scan and try to snipe it with my Vikings, which would be really easy, but also be really obvious what I'm up to. Obviously, you're not going to do something like that unless you're coming into with cloaked units, either Banshees or Ghosts. But look at this composition. This is just like the EMP me composition. Tightly packed Zealots, Templar with their energies, and Immortals with their hardened shields. He's just begging for AMPs. But with the Observer, it's going to be hard to, like, I'll probably have to suicide my Ghosts. Unless I can draw them towards me, which is what I'm going to do right now. This worked out perfectly for me. I can bring up a tank, start wailing on this Nexus, which is going to force him to attack. Got my Ghosts all prepped and ready for him to move in. And he's moving into a trap. Yep, and that's a lot of missing shields, put it that way, and a lot of dry Templar. All those Templar are turning into Archons now, which will buy him a little bit of time, but still feeling quite good. Swimming for the 2nd time now. Some new Templar in the mix, so I am going to eat a couple Storms. But at the same time, it's still missing the hardened shields on those Colossi. Landing my Vikings, because there is no Colossus in the field. I just said there were Colossi, I meant Immortals. And taking out his Templar tech there. And even the Twilight Council before he can get blinked, so it's going to be a long tech back to Templar. So I don't really have to worry about that for a while. I guess I didn't really think about how I took out those tick fillings, because I was a little bit worried about how red my army was. If he just warped in a couple of Templar, this could evaporate in a second. So what I did is I sniped this, took out as many probes as I could, and then fell back. And while I'm falling back, I may as well take out this expansion. Definitely playing it safer than I had to. I probably could have finished it right there, but you know, I think this safe route guarantees me the win. Where if I H a couple side storms, all of a sudden we could be both back to 0 army count. Kind of forgot to uncloak my Ghost, so it's going to be a lot of wasted energy there. And I'm going to load up on some medevacs. Yeah, there's a couple there. Bring out a couple more, and we'll hopefully be able to get this army back to full health and push out for the win. Now take a look at the minimap. I promised it in the previous replay. See all those blue blobs starting to pop up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 command centers. We are going to be moving in with the 14 planetary fortress drop. I got an orbital here with lots of energy, got an orbital here with lots of energy, so I'm just going to scan like everything, find out all the best positions, and land 14 fortresses at the same time I'm bringing in my 200 supply army. Or so I think. Because as you may notice, the time looks a little bit weird in that it's going to end in about 10 in-game seconds. I guess I'm spoiling this a little bit here, but yeah, this is not going to be a pause. I actually disconnected here. I'm pretty sure there's a built-in anti-bad manner hack or something in Battle.net because it did not allow me to do my 14 Fortress build. Instead, I take the loss, and I don't make it to 3,000. Oh, yeah, I was just screaming no at my computer. I'm like, finally an opportunity to do this Fortress thing, even though it was a little cheesy and unnecessary. My plan was to use it when we had the map cut in half and both had maxed out armies, but I still want to do it. Come on, how much fun would that be? So, it's still on my to-do list. It will happen, and there will be a VOD of it. There's going to be 15 fortresses landing in a Protoss base one of these days. Alright, so with that, we'll call it the end of this video. Thank you, everyone, and thumbs up fact to come.
I'm going commando.
Alright, today's thumbs up fact is going to be the most useless one possible. It won't improve your game at all, but hey, I just want to do a little self-brag here. As you can see, I've been laddering quite a bit recently, and my results are looking pretty good. So, that elusive 3,000 mark was actually achieved. Yay, 3,013, just made it on my last win, and yes, second place actually is only a few wins away, and maybe, cross your fingers, Ketroc might be Master League one day. I've been matched up against a couple Master Leagues recently, so hopefully, we'll see how the matchmaking rating whatnot works out for me. Also, I've kind of run out of ideas for a thumbs up back today, so I gotta start coming up with some ideas for that. Alright, thank you everyone, and goodbye.